that's pretty universal. He's got some great teachings in there, but there's a quote from there: "Don't measure yourself by what you have accomplished, but by what you should have accomplished with your ability." And he was, I think, probably the founder of this principle of omission and commission. And it's really, when you look at what's been inadvertently left out that causes a misunderstanding versus being very deliberate about the action that has been engaged. And that's really how we define the difference. So the basic tenets of the concept of omission and commission, Chris has said this, probably even said it on the last call. You want to always assume the best and presume that an error is derived from a clear misunderstanding. Start at that point, and I think if you implement this on a regular enough basis in your operation, you will start to see a ton of alignment with your team. It's really that simple. If something's being missed or inadvertently left out, there's clearly a void in expectations. Maybe it's a piece of equipment that needs to be upgraded. Maybe a skill set, or so some training, maybe giving someone a little bit more permission and a little more rope to be more autonomous in their daily routine is all that's missing. This tends to be a leadership void, so it falls on our shoulders. When there's a 10% team member component to it, it's really the acknowledgement and awareness of that piece and getting them up to speed. And it totally speaks to forgiveness. Really have to stop and reshuffle. So this is where you stop and work on your business a little bit, kind of dig deeper a little and see where you're coming up short in the leadership seat, and maybe tweak things a bit and get back in the race. So the rule of thumb is always look to yourself first before you start lashing out or reprimanding people for the shortfalls. And I think you'll find that the majority of the missed expectations or shortcomings in the practice are these errors of misunderstanding. With a little bit of training and reinvestment in the team, it's correctable quite easily. May take a little bit of time, but and persistence, but it's correctable. When it's an error of commission, it implies something was chosen or is quite intentional in nature. These are the tough ones because this is really not your doing as a leader. It's really maybe there's a bit of revenge or some type of a entitlement behavior pattern that's in play, and it impacts the entire team almost entirely every time. And there's a lot of, therefore, second degree consequences for that behavior. And that's where you start to see a lot of the status trading and gossip being implemented and leveraging of one person for another in an effort to get a leg up with the leadership of the organization. So we tend to hang this one on the perpetrator. Like we have said time and time again, great examples are gossip, coming in late, a lot of disrespect, finger pointing, stealing, maybe not behaving properly in public, misusing a cell phone policy, and the list kind of goes on and on and on. If this is not corrected immediately, it's going to fester and grow and become a real problem real quick, and therefore has the basis for dismissal depending on the severity and the frequency of it. Thankfully, I don't think have to deal with these too terribly often if we've oiled up the systems properly, like Cody said, and implemented them and put them in with intentionality. However, there will be moments when this comes up, so we need to be prepared. This is another excellent piece of writing. It's called A Message to Garcia by Albert Hubbard. It's just a kind of a, I don't know, nice, go ahead.
Yeah, how have you implemented that?
This particular
This
piece?
Yeah.